Today I'm going to react to some hot takes learning that I saw on Reddit. So the first one is don't focus on the best method. Comprehensible input, grammar tables, courses, a talk, just start. Progress is progress. Just start and see what works. I just watch Netflix and YouTube, reviews and series, and it works for me. If you love classes, then do that. If Anki and I talk, do that. I don't think is a hot take per se because it's kind of common sense from my point of view. I think I agree on that, but in my opinion, I think is good before even starting to do some method. You have to make a search about the best method and try to yourself, because if you do from the top of your head the method that you think is a good idea, you might be waste your time, because even though I agree progress is progress, I think if you use some method for a year and you still in the exact same level, and you can see by your statistics on Anki, for example, might be not the best method, and you maybe the best idea is change. But I think if you search, if you try, and if it works for you, it's nice. So I don't think it's a hot take, but I agree. The next one is pronunciation matters. I'm not advocating for a native speaker model, but it's important to put in work on your pronunciation so that listeners can understand you more easily. To illustrate, I knew someone native English speaker who was basically fluent in Spanish, but natives would sometimes switch to English when having conversations with her because they couldn't understand her. It upset her, but was because she didn't try to change any of her phonemes or intonation patterns when speaking Spanish, and sometimes it was simply too much straight for listener. I think it's kind of hot take because some people saw this with the pronunciation matters at all. Like, I'm part of Japanese language learning community, because Japanese has this thing correct way to pronounce when you speak Japanese, and some people seem to disagree on that and so on. I think it's a hot take, and I agree, but I think keep in mind that pronunciation is different for accent. I think accent is not a problem at all. In the end of the day, you have to seek to a better and better pronunciation. But don't worry about your accent. Your textbook is full of input that is carefully designed by smart people to be comprehensible to you at your current level. I think it's a hot take, and I basically full this because your text is full input. I might disagree on that, because if you refer to that basic phrases, for example, in English textbook would be like, the book is on the table, or I wake up this morning, is not actually full of input, because there's not many phrases like that. It's basically a textbook, as far as I'm concerned. If you look at the textbook, it's more that explanation about the rule, and is a really hard explanation. I really disagree this input, because if a textbook is bilingual, it's not more input, right? But if your idea is true textbook, gain as much exposure and gain as much as input as you can, probably reading a novel, watching something can be more useful. Polyglots, wannabes, so if you want to be hardcore language learning enthusiasts should read An Introduction to Linguistics. I think it's a hot take for sure, because I never heard about it. At the same time, I disagree. Not because Introduction to Linguistics can be a good idea, for sure, but when you use should to everybody else is when someone to start to hate you. Because when you use should, if you say like In my opinion, polyglot wannabes and hardcore language learning enthusiasts should read an introduction to linguistics. That's fine, because it's your opinion. Or if you said like, I'm a polyglot, I'm a hardcore language learning enthusiastic, and I read an introduction to linguistics and was great. Would be nice, but because there's a lot of methods, some people like different methods. Grammar study is actually fun and powerful tool that is necessary to reach high levels of fluency in language. It's only borrowed with the wrong mindset. Definitely a hot take, because I don't think grammar study good at all. It's fun at all. You can make fun. You can make like a game. You can make like you can gamify this and make fun, but. And for sure is a powerful tool, is for sure necessary in a sense of you fully understand life. But at the same time, I don't think it's fun. It's fun in itself. You can make fun, and almost everything you can make fun actually. But you can, but some things are fun right away. You don't have to worry about. But I think it's necessary. So I kind of disagree too. That was the hot takes. I have much more, but I think there's time for just 5, I guess. And yeah.